Sponsored by Pizza Boat. Now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery. Call 949,000 or order online at www.pizzaboat.ky.
Sports Extra on a Tuesday, keeping you informed.
We have 10
Sports Extra Cayman Islands.
A young team full of talent, full of desire to do good things.
We've had some success with the outdoor league being restarted.
Good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dionne Anglin. Tonight we will be chatting with Cayman's Mr. America. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it now? Cayman's Mr. America, Robert Thompson Jr.
/ Mr. Cayman.
Slash Mr. Cayman is in the studio with us. Of course, as you've heard right here on Radio Cayman, Robert recently competed in the All-American Sports Festival in New Jersey, where they hosted Mr. America, and you won the title there. And that's right, you edged out several other competitors that were Americans. Yeah. We're going to talk about that. That's amazing, actually. And with him, we have Mr. Dale Davis, who's the promoter of the Cayman Islands Muscle Mayhem, and that's to be held at the Cayman Bay Arc on November 4th. And we have two other guests. I'll have them introduce themselves, since it's my first time with them, so I'll have them introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, I'm Bharat, and I'll be competing...
Not Barack. Bharat.
Bharat with a T. Okay. And this year I'll be competing for the first time, so...
Oh, nice.
Hello, my name is Amadeus Hebert. This is my second time competing. I actually competed in the same Mr. America, but it was under the men's physique class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, good. So you can tell us all about your experience. That's wonderful. All right, gentlemen, we will be right back with more Sports Lecture in a minute after a word from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
I love Pizza Boat. It's yummy. It has my two favorite things combined, cheese and boats. Pizza Boat makes pizza way more fun.
Hop on board the Pizza Boat Express. Kids, now Pizza Boat makes pizza even more fun. Lunch or dinner, let Pizza Boat bring the fun. Pizza Boat, a Cayman twist to pizza, bringing fusion ingredients from all over the globe to give you locally inspired fresh pizzas all day, every day. Pizza Boat, now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery 949-0000 or order online www.pizzaboat.ky.
Find your dream car with a Cayman National Vehicle Loan. Enjoy 100% financing, up to 8-year repayment, and a 7% fixed interest rate for the first 5 years. For eco-friendly cars, we'll waive your commitment fee. This only applies to new vehicles until December 31st, 2023. Call 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
For information that matters to you, the people. Hear from the government, the opposition, independents, and other experts on issues and solutions that affect you. For the record. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, tune into 89.9 and 93.9 FM for Cayman's Straight Talk Morning Show. For the record.
I invite you to join me for the record. You are invited to be a part of this interesting and informative show. Embrace the opportunity to dialogue with your legislators, policymakers, and those charged with policy implementation.
For the record.
Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors.
Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its customers and the motoring public of planned pipeline improvement works along Shamrock Road on Friday, October 27th. During these works, customers along Shamrock Road and all roads off Shamrock Road between Lancelot Drive and Will T Drive will experience an interruption of service from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Additionally, the westbound land of Shamrock Road between Agricola Drive and Armstrong Avenue will be closed to vehicular traffic during the same period. Traffic will be diverted via Agricola Drive. Traffic signs will be posted in the area and flagmen will be on hand to direct traffic. All motorists are asked to drive with caution to ensure their safety and that of the Water Authority staff. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of the motoring public and apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause.
Shaken yet standing firm. This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra, and we're talking to some of Cayman's strongest men. Or at least they look that way. Alright, so, and we're here with Mr. Cayman or Mr. America, whichever title you choose to call him. So, Robert Thompson Jr., he was invited to compete in the pro category of Mr. America 2023, in which he edged out over a dozen other competitors to earn the overall title. Of course, the competition is usually organized for the top bodybuilding athletes across America, but you, a born Caymanian, won the title. And of course, it was the first time as well that anyone that was not American, any non-American, won it, right? So that's huge in itself. What was that defining moment like for you?
Well, to be honest, most of the times when I go to compete, I don't really pay attention to the athletes or who is there. So I didn't really know what to expect. So like upon checking in, like while we were in the room and stuff, I saw some of the guys that would have potentially been pros at the time. And, you start to figure out, I wonder what he has underneath, there. Right. So when we started to have to go, like when we went in to get tanning and stuff like that, I kind of got an idea of like what I'll be going up against. And there were like a lot of like no talking and stuff going around. And when I went to the backstage now to go and pump up, then all eyes I literally felt like it's really hard to explain, but everyone literally stopped doing what they were doing and were just staring at me.
I have it on video, by the way.
Yes.
This is when you walked in alone.
No, so we go to the back to like pump up before the show. So I had on my sweatsuit the entire time, and when I took off the jacket and dropped the trouser shorts, then I could feel the eyes coming on. So I said, something's going down.
You intimidated them immediately.
Yeah.
And that's a good feeling.
Yeah, it was. I felt my confidence went up even more.
Okay, awesome. Does that affect their franchise in any way that a non-Caymanian won?
No, because that's just more exposure for them, especially for the sport as well too. And I can see that now they're branching off outside into encouraging other federations as well too, not just American shows.
Right.
So it's creating more of a family for the sport itself.
Okay, nice. And now that you competed in that competition, does that mean you're a pro now, like considered a professional now?
So
because you did compete in the pro category.
So I had won my first pro card in the FAC in 2019 in Miami. And then I won my second pro card in WNBF last year in LA. So now I'm already a professional bodybuilder, so I just entered into a category which I was already holding a title for.
He's a pro now. He's
been
amateur.
a pro
He's
for a few years.
Been a pro. Okay, all right. I'm glad you clarified that for me. And you also took part in the same competition. Name
Amadeo.
Amadeo. Okay. So, and what category were you in?
I was in men's physique.
Men's physique.
Amateur men's physique, to be exact.
Did you have that same effect that Robert had when you took your clothes off?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because there's a few guys there. They're quite, I guess, don't have the muscle mass as I have. But, it was still some level of intimidation because it was my first time. But when I started to stand on stage and everything just fell away because, my confidence was there. I know I had my posing down on point. And, you know, I had my friend with me, Robert.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I got this. And I went and did it. But it was exhilarating. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's good. Was it just the two of you?
Yeah,
From
just the
Cayman?
two of us.
Okay, nice. So what is the difference about each category? You were physique.
Robert shows glutes, I don't.
And legs, so we have to wear brief on the
side.
Goes in trunks.
So I wear, from my waist is covered just shy above the knee. And Robert's obviously,
Robert's
full Monty.
Okay, all right. So, and in this competition, what exactly are the judges looking for?
For men's physique, it's more like beach body type. You know that I would say like a teen or maybe that nice healthy dad bod where you can see nice tapers, nice symmetry.
What are the tapers?
It's like when you see Superman and you have that nice V coming up from his waist going up, that type of taper.
So Johnny Bravo with legs.
Johnny Bravo with legs.
With legs. Okay, I got you. I got that. Okay, cool. And what about yours? What exactly were the judges looking for in your category?
So for bodybuilding, it consists of conditioning, muscularity, and symmetry. So it's just finding that balanced bodybuilder overall. Most of the times, it's quite difficult for judges to, kind of consider who would win the show. Yeah. But because of us having mandatory poses, it can separate an athlete from another one just based on their presentation and also conditioning and their muscularity as well.
I remember we spoke the last time you were here about the importance of posing. And no one understands how difficult that can be.
Yeah, that's the hardest.
Yeah, can you can you share with us just based on your experience?
So I do train between an hour to an hour and a half most of the times in the gym, and very intense and heavy weights. And you would think that going on stage and just squeezing is really easy, but to be honest, that is the hardest part of this entire prep. Just going through 2 rounds of posing, like I'm already my breath, I'm pretty much running out of breath, versus you would think in the gym 2-3 hours you'd be able to just go on stage and pose, but being able to contract and squeeze different muscle groups on your body is by far the hardest challenge for me this entire since my journey has been starting. But it has been getting better because obviously practice makes perfect.
Right. So I was going to ask, how do you overcome that?
Yeah,
but of course
just
it's with
practice. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. And not Barat.
Barat. Yes.
All right, Mr. Barat. What's your last name?
It's really long. Actually, I think that's a.
But I would love to hear it.
It's Regipolo.
Regipolo.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Of Turkish origin.
All right. Alrighty. You saw his movie?
That is the first time I heard that joke.
That's the first time you heard that? Original. Impossible. Alrighty. So tell us, this is your first time competing.
Yes.
What's this experience been like for you?
Honestly, quite exhilarating. I didn't even know I would be doing this ever at all. Last year, I went to just watch the show, just because of interest. I've been working out. And I want to talk to Dale. Dale, do you think I can compete? Do you think this is possible? And Dale was very nice to me, gave me good encouragement. He's like, if you do your prep, that was also, I think, 8 months out of the show, so I had quite a lot of time to make up my mind, add necessary muscle mass. So, and posing was one of my fears at that point. It's quite intimidating in my mind to be on stage in front of people more than half naked and just showcase your physique.
Right.
Quite intimidating in your head.
Because everyone's judging you, right?
Exactly.
That's what you're there for.
You're there to get critiqued on your physique that you took years to build. So it's, that being the case, just talk to them and he's like, we have posing classes, we'll do sessions, and we'll help you out throughout. And now I'm here, 2 weeks out?
Yep.
Less than 2 weeks out.
That's done.
You made it.
Yeah,
really?
Exactly.
Oh, that's amazing. What category are you in?
It's going to be men's athletic, which is somewhat equivalent to the FAC version of men's physique.
Okay. All right, nice.
So I show a little bit less than
Robert. A little bit less than Robert. Wait. A little bit less than Robert?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They wear shorts as well.
Yeah.
Just not as long as the shorts. So there's not as long as board shorts that you would wear in men's physique.
Okay, all right.
We call it mid-thigh length.
Yeah, like halfway up the leg.
Okay. What has been most challenging for you throughout this journey?
I think overall posing and just now it's gonna sound like the most difficult thing on earth, but I don't think it's very easy. You also need to practice. You need very good spatial awareness where your body is. When you turn around and you're flexing your back, you don't know what it looks like unless there's someone to correct you. You can't see it on a mirror either. Things like that. You need to record yourself and just repeat over and over.
Is that what you do?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I see him on social media.
Many mornings and late nights just trying to get it perfect, I mean, it's still a work in progress.
Right.
But from where I've started to where I am now, it's a big difference, so.
Awesome. What about you, Amadeo? What are some of the challenges that you faced on your journey?
Oh, body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Just difficult at accepting that I know where I want to be, but I'm not satisfied in the moment.
Right.
But I'll say some things that help is taking supplements like ashwagandha. Helps with my cortisol, keep my stress down, stop thinking about it. Obviously having good support like my friend Robert here, just reminding me of, hey, look where you was at 207 pounds and where you are now at 166. So always a constant reminder of, hey, you put in a lot of work. Not anyone would get to that level or even prep so long to even step on a stage. So yeah, that's my biggest difficulty at the was a moment until I stepped on stage in Mr. America, but then that all faded away after.
Okay, so Mr. America was your first competition?
Yes, my very first.
And Muscle Mayhem will be your second?
Yes,
correct. All of you are competing in Muscle Mayhem?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Dale, tell us about it. For those who may miss it, who may not be there, tell them what they'll be missing out on.
So Muscle Mayhem is our annual bodybuilding and fitness event, and we have competitors in men's bodybuilding, we have competitors in men's athletic, women's bikini. I shouldn't say women's bikini because it's bikini, right? I don't think you'll see men in bikini. And we're introducing a new class this year that's called wellness.
Okay.
And so wellness originally started in Brazil, and it's taken off in the US as well. But one of the reasons we introduced wellness is because it favors a different body type in women. It favors greater lower body development, so much larger thighs, quads, glutes, hamstrings, whatnot. And we felt that would be a good fit in this region because we have our female athletes that generally have that natural type of physique anyway, because not everyone's going to be built for the bikini body. Not everyone wants to go as far as you have to go for women's bodybuilding or figure. So we felt that wellness, after looking at it, would have been a really, really good fit for the type of physiques that we have here in country. So we have a full class, and that class is going to be a pro-am class. So we have some amateurs from Cayman, and we have 2 international wellness pros who will be coming down, one from Florida and one from Texas, to compete along with our ladies here as well. So it's going to be a great experience for them because it's going to be their first time competing in this class, as well as going up against professional athletes as well.
Okay, nice. I like it.
So it's going to be fun.
Yeah. It's always fun, huh?
Yes, it always is.
I enjoy myself. Especially when you had the international one. Oh, that was great. I say no more. Just make sure and come out. What are tickets like?
So right now we have early bird that's running until the end of this week. So early bird is $30. Next week there'll be 40. We made a change this year. We reduced the VIP, and we have a sponsor seating section with the couches. What we've done is we've increased what we call the tier 1, or this year we're calling it prime, and that's a row of seating that's just behind the usual VIP couches, and those are $75.
Okay.
But we still have the usual amenities. We'll have drinks there, food, and so on and so forth.
Okay, nice. How many athletes competing this year?
Total 20.
20. You had 23 the last time.
We had more than that last time. Yeah. Last year we had athletes last year.
That was okay.
That's the Worlds. Yeah.
Okay, that was the Worlds.
Yeah.
We had 50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a bit more. Yeah.
So in 2019, was it 2019 you had Muscle Mayhem the last time?
We had it in 2021.
No, 2019 is when you all went to Miami.
No, 2019 we were in the Hartwell Theater actually.
That was Muscle Mayhem.
Yeah, that was the first time. That was the first time we had it in Cayman, and we had it at Commander Bay for the first time in 2021. That show was challenging for everyone because of COVID.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
And the reality is this, and this is why I always try to encourage the athletes that do stick it out, especially those who come to the posing sessions, is that we usually start with a lot more than that, right? You know, I've had my roster up to 50 athletes at times, and invariably what happens, life gets in the way. You know, either some people have different challenges in their life, some people have medical issues, some people have family issues, some people just get cold feet, and that's fine. That's normal, you know. So we expect that every year to see, you know, who's going to stick it out and who's going to step on stage, and that's why I tell everyone that just getting to the stage, you have already won.
Right.
Because not everyone can handle this. Not everyone can stick with it. And it takes time for people to really build up that level of intestinal fortitude to really run the course. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we really don't, we don't make people feel bad if they have to step up. When people say, can't do it anymore, I'm like, that's fine. We'll see you next year, right? Yeah. Because I want them to feel encouraged, and not feel bad that they had to drop up for whatever reason. But we still have a strong turnout this year. So 20 athletes, that's going to make a good show.
That's very good. Is the night going to be very long like the last time?
No.
And the only reason I asked...
Well, again, because we have less
enjoyed it from beginning to end.
Long.
If you can see my face, I enjoyed it from beginning to end. But what I find with the culture here in Cayman, they don't appreciate the length.
Yeah.
So in America, if you go to America, they would stay there till 12 o'clock at night. But here, they tend to leave by 9, 10. Sure. Everyone is leaving.
But everyone wants to leave because everything closes off at 12 o'clock. So everyone wants to get the Burger Shack or whatever.
Exactly.
All right. Let's just be honest here. Yeah. No, we projected to wrap up around 9:30 or so.
Okay.
But just to put in perspective, when myself and Kingsley, when we used to go to New York and compete in the Worlds,
right?
We get at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Right, that's what time we'll be finishing. Yeah. So, just to put in perspective, right?
No, I know that.
Mr. America, I literally didn't come out until like almost midnight.
See, there you go.
And the crowd was there.
Yeah,
it's not abnormal for shows to run on like that, larger shows.
So you need to tell them that they need to stay. Tell them how they need to stay.
So what I will say, I would encourage everyone who does attend. Try to attend the morning session, the prejudging, as well as the night show, because the prejudging is the actual competition. That's when most of the judging happens. We still judge at night. We judge the individual routines as well, but that's when the bulk of the competition happens in the morning. So we encourage everyone to come out to both segments. Prejudging in the morning, which starts at 10:30, and the night show, which starts at 6:30. But stick it out because. What this show represents as well. One, it's a pro qualifier, so you have to win the overall to win your pro card in this show. But what this show also represents is a qualifier for the World Finals in Australia the following week.
Okay.
So athletes who do place well in this show would be qualified automatically to go to the Worlds.
Right.
Which we had here last year, as you recall. So this year is going to be in Australia.
Nice, very nice.
So come out and support your local athletes.
Definitely. Before I go to a break, you mentioned COVID, that kind of hampered. Why would it hamper you guys when that's all everyone did during COVID? Exercise and work out and... what is it about COVID that came in the way?
Well, you couldn't go to the gym half the time anyway because the gyms were closed.
But I know you all have your stuff in your house.
It's not the same. So that's one. But the single biggest factor is you have to be in a good state mentally to do this under the best of conditions.
Right.
So when you introduce a factor like COVID, when the world is upside down, it's just too much. Just too much for most people.
Too much mentally as well. Okay. All right. I have a very important and very interesting question to ask Robert. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a short break, hear a word from our sponsor, Pizza Boat. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Okay.
No, not
It's party season, which means it's Pizza Boat season. Aren't you tired of the same boring pizza? It's time to party. All aboard the Pizza Boat. Birthday parties, holiday functions, office luncheons, game nights. Whatever your occasion, bring the fun with Pizza Boat, a Cayman twist to pizza, bringing fusion ingredients from all over the globe to give you locally inspired fresh pizzas all day, every day. What's more, now you can enjoy a boat-shaped pizza with toppings of your choice. It's Pizza Boat in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Fridays until 3 a.m. Pickup or delivery 949-0000 or get it online at www.pizzaboat.ky. Pizza Boat. Experience the ultimate pizza voyage.
We are now in the hurricane season, and to survive a hurricane, you need to be informed. If you have been informed by official sources that a hurricane is approaching the Cayman Islands, and you live in a low-lying area that is prone to flooding or near the beaches, which may be swept by high tides or storm waves, please seek a safe place and high ground. If the only way for you to get to a safe place is a road that is also likely to be flooded during a storm, please leave home early. Don't run the risk of being stranded. This has been a public service announcement from your community station, Radio Cayman.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise motorists and other road users that the east and westbound lanes of Shamrock Road between Agricola Drive and Armstrong Ave will be closed to vehicular traffic on Sunday, October 29th from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. to facilitate pipeline improvement works in the area. During this time, traffic will be diverted via Agricola Drive. Traffic signs will be posted in the area and flagmen will be on hand to direct traffic. All motorists are asked to drive with caution to ensure their safety and that of the Water Authority staff. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of the motoring public and apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause.
It's one of the best moments of your life when you welcome your baby into the world. The HSA's experienced women's health and maternity team provides the highest quality of care throughout your pregnancy and delivery. As a JCI accredited hospital, we are the leader in maternal care, safely delivering over 700 babies annually. Visit hsa.ky for more information. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
The voice of the Cayman Islands, Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra, and we have Cayman's top bodybuilders in the studio with us, and I have a question for Robert Thompson, Jr. Alright, so I've gotten this a lot, even when you won the title last year, and you won it again this year, where a lot of people who still, despite you winning the title, say, well, that's great, but it's not even considered a sport, bodybuilding. I've gotten that. Knowing what you have put your body through, Robert, to prepare for a competition of that magnitude, how does that make you feel? And what would you like to say to these people to educate them on your sport?
All right, so I've been an athlete my entire life. So I've played Division I soccer or football in Atlanta, and this is probably the most hardest thing that I've had to ever do in relation to when it comes to discipline and just getting my mind right. A lot of people do consider bodybuilding not a sport because it's more so most of the work is done on your own time and
so they don't get to see the actual work that you do.
They don't get to see or display. But having to diet, requiring discipline to train, especially for a big competition, especially now being a professional for 6 to 7 months, the amount of sacrifices and things that I have to give up and put aside, and then going on stage for one night after giving up almost 7 to 8 months of my time, is the hardest thing you can possibly do. I compare it close to going to the military. That's how difficult it is. But going on stage with other competitors as well, having to go through that same process is where the sport comes in. Because then, yes, you're being compared and, you know, trying to differentiate between the difference in the athletes. But just going through the prep in relation to how an athlete looks and the amount of work they put in over the time, that's where the difference comes in as it being a sport. In my opinion, I mean, Dale can give his insight as well too, but like for me personally, even during the time of prep, I do help other people as well. In relation to this prep, I actually prepped like 4 people. Dale was one of them as well too, which I'm very proud of. He did really well. But I do get that a lot, like, oh, it's like a beauty pageant or something. But what we have to go through in the gym is by far from being a beauty pageant.
So for you, it's the other way around, where preparation is where it's more difficult than anything else.
Yes.
Because when you hit the stage, well, not really. It's kind of the same. Because in practice, where you play basketball and football, that's where you go all out. And when it's time for game, that the coaches always say that's the easiest time. When it's game time, it's the easiest time, but practice time is the most difficult. That's where you have to give your all. Yeah.
But I have said to Deo a lot of times, like, if only people see the nice abs and the big biceps and the back and the chest, but they don't know what we have to go through to get that, you know. So the appreciation behind it, it's not as much as it should be, but it's just like you'd have to be in the presence of a person competing or doing a show to appreciate the sport, you know. So
I agree.
All right, and let me hear from you now, but I will also want to hear what it takes, because you said that, right? So you can share with the people. I want them to know, because I don't want anyone to come up to me and talk foolishness again. You understand? Don't talk that nonsense with me. As an athlete, I know the importance of how you keep your body, the strength training, the nutrition side of it. That's difficult in itself. So let's hear from Mr. Dale.
Okay, how much time we have? All right, so I do have some thoughts on this. So, but first of all, I want to say this: Robert is a legitimate world champion, multi-time world champion.
Yes.
Right? He earned that right. He earned that title in legitimate organizations.
Yes.
Recognized organizations that do, by the way, adhere to the same water standards as the IOC. Okay.
Right. Good.
Bodybuilding is one sport that has no off season. Right, other sports here, other season. There's no off season in bodybuilding. Right, it's a 24-hour commitment, and so let's compare bodybuilding to a similar sport that is on the Olympic roster, weightlifting. I wouldn't say the only difference, but one of the only differences between those two disciplines is they lift their weights on stage, we don't. Right.
Basically.
Right, but the same level of commitment is required to your craft while they're lifting on stage, and they're lifting their weights according to a specific standard. The athletes on stage are presenting their physiques to a specific standard and being judged to specific criteria. It does require the same degree of dedication,
discipline,
stage control, stage presence. I mean, the discipline is you know, that's standard, right? And I really need people to understand that this is a legitimate sport. And here's the thing: just about every sport that you can think of that requires any degree of athleticism has its roots in bodybuilding. And here's why. You want to get stronger in golf, you go to the gym. What's the definition of bodybuilding? You are building your physique. You're improving your physique. You are reducing weaknesses and increasing strength.
Good point.
So every sport, even Formula One races, right? They spend time in the gym. You have to increase core strength and whatnot, right? Maybe bridge players don't do it, okay, or chess players. But just about every sport has to thank bodybuilding for them improving in their athleticism and performance, because without bodybuilding, then a lot of these sports just, I wouldn't say they wouldn't exist, but you wouldn't see a lot of the progression that you see in a lot of these sports that require athleticism. So that's my thoughts on bodybuilding and the purpose that it serves and why it's so important to recognize it for what it is.
Awesome. Robert, care to share? You said a lot of people don't know what the amount of work that you put into this. Tell them. I'm interested because I see it on Instagram, and you're curious. You want to know what sort of discipline and does it take to stay and maintain the muscle.
Wow.
You know,
that's hard to put in words.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do as best as I can. So normally a prep, depending on what kind of shape you're in, could start between 20 weeks, 16, 12. Sometimes even longer, depending on, like I said, what kind of shape that you do come in. So the entire prep, you're cooking, you're eating the same things over and over and over again every single day. Rice grain for rice grain, potato for potato, chicken for chicken. If you cheat, you're only cheating yourself. So it will show on stage, you know. So that discipline to be able to get up and do that every single day when you still have to deal with all of your dailies, work, family problems, personal problems. Like, the judges really don't care about any of that. It's what you bring to the stage that night, you know. So I'll just give you an insight of my journey. So this prep I started in June. I knew that this year I wanted to, you know, surpass myself in 2019. So like, I had brought like a really good package that year when I won my first pro card. And I kept using that as my motivation to do better, you know. And I said, I have to beat this physique. I have to beat this physique. So that's anytime I'm competing, I never look at any of the competitors. It's always myself. So like, as I was going, like, you know, you start to get in your head, you start to think like, okay, I won't make it. But as I was going, you know, things started to come together for me. But where the difficulty came in is that I'm a full-time PT and also a gym owner. So I had to remember I do have clients as well. So I was waking up 5:30 in the morning and going home by 9 o'clock. And when I go to the gym, I do lift heavy weights. Like, I'm not into the whole, you know, like, I like feeling strong.
Right.
So in the midst of my day, I have to take a break from training clients, go and basically butcher myself, and then go back to work and train clients and stand on my feet all day until 9 o'clock, while still having to eat 7 to 8 meals every single day as well too. And this is for 6 months, 5 months, back to back.
Same foods.
So same food over and over and over again. Whilst doing that, I have to practice posing, which we did discuss. That is really difficult.
Yes.
Also making a routine. And like I said, your life problems don't go away, so you have to battle them while that's happening as well too. I did have many times where I wanted to say, like, I can't do this anymore, but I had like a lot of support, friends telling me like, bro, like, it's all or nothing. So like, you gave in everything, so just keep going, you know. So yeah, it's just trying to find that balance between everything. I've had many trips with friends and families. I had to tell them I can't come, or I had to give up many barbecues, miss birthday parties, there's so much things I had to put aside.
Very difficult, the barbecue.
Yeah, so at times it was really hard to tell them no, but I know if, you know, deep down inside they care about my journey and what I'm trying to do, they will understand what I'm trying to
So they know not to ask you to come out.
Yeah.
No, they still ask,
still ask.
but I didn't know I'm going to say no. You know, I did try to find times of like trying to get out of the, you know, the routine, as in just to clear my head. I did take a trip to Miami for like a day or two just to get my headspace right again before the Mr. America show, because I started to get really overwhelmed, and my performance for training started to go downhill because I just felt like it was just repetitive over and over, so I needed a change of scenery.
Okay.
And then that trip actually got me locked back in and mentally ready to go to Mr. America the following week. So it is very, very difficult, especially bodybuilding is a very lonely sport. The most people can do is tell you good luck or good keep it going.
Because I don't like going to the gym for that same reason. I'm bored. I get bored.
If I may, I'd like to jump in on something Robert said there.
Yeah.
And sort of tied into with a comment that Amendello made earlier on. He used the term body dysmorphia, right?
Yes.
That's a real thing, you know? And every year when we are preparing for this show, like early in the year, you know, I meet with the athletes or potential athletes. And one of the things I tell them every year is you will not come out of this the same way that you come in.
Right.
Right. This journey,
True.
you just won't. And now they've seen the results of that. Right. It's real. And I tell them straight up. At the beginning, it's going to be hard mentally. Right? So here's some things you need to have in place. You have a support system, family, whatnot. But here's what makes bodybuilding so powerful. All of the discipline, all of the techniques and strategies that you use to get through this, you can apply to every other area of your life.
Right.
Because you have to come up with strategies, you have to come up with different techniques to cope, to deal with body dysmorphia, to deal with any other disorders that you may have, body image disorders, eating disorders, whatnot. This is one of those sports that really touches every area of your psyche, of your being. And you have to tap into that. And so you can only come out a better person out of this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you stay the course, and so that's so I really encourage people to not just see it as some would say a beauty pageant, because it's so much more than that. What you're seeing is the end result of months and weeks and sometimes years of sacrifice and dedication to one's craft.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Very true. Because what the things that have happened for me throughout my life, in recent years of dedicating my craft to bodybuilding, I can't see myself being where I am now. Even financially, just all across the board, opportunities coming up for me. I honestly can't see it. So I'll forever compete or be involved in bodybuilding in the gym as long as I'm able to. So,
speaking of financially, when you won Mr. America, is there a financial gain at the end?
Oh yeah, you get
reward.
Pros get paid.
Like what?
It's nothing crazy. So for the Mr. America, I got paid 3,000 USD. So
okay,
was that about next year's prize?
Yeah, next year will be, well, according to the founder, he said that it would be 10,000 for the winner.
Amazing. What's the biggest prize you've won before?
This would be my first. Yeah.
This one.
Well, I've gotten paid before, but this would be my most that I've gotten.
Okay.
Yeah. But each federation has their own, payout. So just, as you go, you get, the more shows you do, the more involved you get in. So you get more money.
So let me jump into that as well. So in the world of professional bodybuilding, right? Mm-hmm. Where athletes make their living the most is on endorsements and sponsorships.
Right.
So, again, a shameless plug here. Well, not plugging myself, but again, the athletes in this room. For anyone who's listening, if you are someone who's in the health and fitness space, who best to promote your products than some of the people that are around this table with us right now, right? Because these are the people who will demonstrate the benefit of your, whether it's a food product or anything else, apparel, clothing line, right? So I'm just saying that's how athletes, professional athletes, get paid in this sport, by representing companies who are in that space.
It's true. Because I have gotten some from the previous shows, so I have a clothing sponsor, and now I have 2 supplement sponsors.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna. You have a manager, someone that manages you, that takes care of. No, you are the best friends.
These guys are walking billboards.
It's just that now that you're a pro and you've won Mr. America, and things are going to get bigger and even better. I'm speaking it in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
You need someone that can do all those things for you, an agent that can get your,
speak on
get those endorsements and whatnot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Dale. All right. Let me take a small break, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's coming up on November 4th. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about time you get.
Want to get more for less with Hurley's Max? Wow Wednesdays are here. This Wednesday, you save $1.50 a pound on boneless chicken breast. Max price $2.49. Save $1 a pound on whole chicken. Max price 99 cents. Save $1 on Haas avocados. Max price $3.99. And you get 1,000 Hurley's Max points on whole cooked chickens. That's $1 back. Get more wow. Join Hurley's Max today. The 8:12 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britcay. Insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
I'm Liani Tibbetts, Miss World Cayman Islands 2022, and I need your help to keep Cayman clean. When you're out and about, please dispose of your trash in the proper containers. Do not throw trash out of your car or leave it on our beaches. And if you see litter, take a moment to pick it up and dispose of it properly.
Be a part of the solution, not the pollution. Littering is a crime punishable by a $500 fine or 6 months in prison. Brought to you by the Beautification Task Force and Ministry of Tourism and Ports.
We are in the hurricane season, and knowing what to do after a hurricane can be as important as preparing for the storm. After the passage of a hurricane, seek medical attention if it is needed at hospitals and clinics for those persons who are injured. Do not touch power lines and cables that are down. They may be active. Report them to 911 or the utilities emergency hotlines. Broken trimming should be removed from around homes or buildings if possible. This hurricane information has been brought to you by Bliss FM and Radio Cayman.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, voice of the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. Muscle Mayhem, Cayman's Muscle Mayhem, November 4th at the Ark in Cayman Bay. Tell everyone why they should come out and support.
So they should come out because it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting. You're going to see, lots of familiar faces. You're going to see people in the shape of their lives. You're going to hear some inspirational stories, and you're going to leave feeling motivated, and you're going to go and pound down the doors of the gym, and you won't have to wait 2 New Years to do it, right? But in all fairness, it is I would say motivating for people, right? To see what can be accomplished.
Yes.
Oftentimes, we live in the age of, Instagram and filters and whatnot. So women, men, they see these people online. They're like, oh, no one can actually look like that. But come to Muscle Mayhem, you'll see people look like that in real life.
Or tune into the YouTube channel right now, and you'll see all the muscles. I'm surrounded by muscles.
Indeed. So you can achieve that in real life. Yes. And you see people who are right here in this country, walking on the same streets with you, in the supermarket with you, who can inspire you.
Yes.
To improve your health, improve your look, and live your best life. So, come on down, support it.
Yeah, most definitely. And what are you looking forward to most?
Oh, mate. Just getting it all done, to be honest.
Yeah. What do you guys? What do you want to eat as soon as you're finished? What
that is what I was about to say.
Yeah. Tell us. Share. Tell us what after working so hard for months for something, preparing for.
Well, Robert owes me a donut. So it's supposed to be the best donut in the world. That's what I want.
Oh,
but it's gonna be after Seattle competition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. We have to figure out.
Those fancy donuts, huh?
Yes,
$10 donuts.
Yes, exactly.
The Krispy Kreme ones.
No. It's like. Yeah,
really ones were like they have like
bacon and stuff on them.
Yeah, bacon, maybe cookies and cream, some ice cream on it.
Oh yes,
the monster donut.
That's not here.
No, that's not here. Oh. Well, I heard Scratch is coming on up, so you might have to take a look at that.
What about you? Bharat?
I've made a whole list with my girlfriend. What I'm gonna.
So she can be able to support you. Make sure you eat it all.
What have you been deprived of for the last couple of months?
Carbohydrates.
Yeah.
I've been eating just lean meats, fish, steak, and chicken. Over and over. So I'm gonna be eating this pizza, pasta, and probably just loaves of bread.
Dale doesn't like that.
Hey, do you?
What about you, Robert? What are you going to be eating? Well, you can't eat anything for a while because you have like 3 or 4 different competitions right after.
Yeah, so
each other.
I do Cayman Muscle Mayhem on the 4th. So make sure you come out and watch that.
watch our Mr. America. Let's go.
And then I leave on the 7th of November to go to Australia to the FAC World Finals.
Mm-hmm.
And then
so you get an automatic pass to go to that.
Yeah, for pros.
Because it's for pros.
Yeah.
Are you is he the only pro in Cayman?
No.
How many other pros do we have?
Who are actively competing or just total?
Actively competing.
So we have Zico Herrera, but he had to sit this year out. So those are two pros that we have who are, and then we have another pro, Nick Ross.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's competing. I don't think he's competing this year either. And then you have, all retirees like myself.
Okay.
And those other guys. So.
Gotcha.
In fact, in total, we probably have about 5 or 6 professional bodybuilders here right now, in various stages of their life.
Okay. Some eating pizza.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So after Australia.
Then I leave on the 14th to head over to Seattle to WNBF World Finals as well. So I'm finished competing on the 19th or the 18th of November.
Okay. You
But
get pizza boat after that.
I'm more of a sushi and ribs guy.
You're not gonna have pizza boat. You can't insult my sponsor.
I mean, I'll have a bite.
I'm putting you on the spot. I'm teasing. Okay, are you going off to any of these tournaments as well?
Seattle, yes.
Seattle. Okay.
Australia, I'm not sure. It all depends on what happens
and how you do in this tournament
here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And what about you? Any international competitions?
No, I love Cayman.
You know?
Good answer.
Okay. All right. So you want to keep it small for now?
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
Okay. What? I don't know. You may have said this before, but what got you, or what inspired you to get into this?
Honestly, that one conversation I had with Dale at Starbucks, Camana Bay. That was pretty.
What did you do before?
I just worked out I'm an engineer, I'm an office worker.
Okay.
So if I don't go to gym at least 1 or 2 hours a day,
all right,
I'm going to have back problems in a couple of years.
Okay. And
so,
any sports? Played any sports before? And
no.
Any other sports, I should say?
No.
No?
Just
okay.
I've just liked running around and playing with the kids in the neighborhood.
All right. And who will be our judges for Muscle Mayhem?
So right now, I don't want to line up.
You can't say.
I don't want to attack the judges yet. No, but we do have a judge panel. So we have this
from here. Are they?
Yeah. All of the judges are going to be local judges this year.
Do they have to be a part of the bodybuilding team to be a judge?
So
can it be somebody like me?
You have to go through training. So we have. Right. So I have a process that I go through with our judges, and we've already started this process. So, and again, for everyone's benefit, we go through several rounds of looking at other shows.
Yes.
Judging those shows along with the actual judges there, and then we compare the results, because you want to understand why certain judges will make certain calls. You want to understand exactly what the criteria is, and you just want to get a good sense of what to look for, because it's extraordinarily hard to judge a show, and having done it for so many years, people really don't understand, because you want to be fair, and you have to be fair to every athlete, right? And I've told athletes, I'm like, we don't see faces, we see from neck down. You know what I mean? We don't care who you are, we don't care where you're from, we don't care about title. We can only judge what's in front of us. And so you want to make sure that everyone gets a fair shake, that everyone gets judged according to the same standards and criteria that's written. So we have several rounds of practice where we go through with the judges, we look at shows, and then everyone makes their call, and then we compare and say, okay, this is where we're at. Why did you make that call? How do you feel about this call? And we rinse and repeat until we get to a place where consistently, we're making very similar calls, right? And where you have judges that do diverge, and that's normal, right? The way the criteria is set up is automatically anything that's too high or too low automatically gets thrown out. That's how judging is done, and you do that because that removes any sort of bias. So let's say a judge doesn't like an athlete and they score them extremely low, right? Or one judge really likes an athlete and scores them extremely high. You throw those two out because you go across, use averages across, right?
Okay.
Because what happens if you use those, you're going to introduce some sort of bias in the judging, right? And that's how judging is done in all bodybuilding shows. That's why you need to have multiple judges, and you have to have an odd number of judges, because where you do have ties, there needs to be a tiebreaker.
I remember the last time you were here, I asked you what exactly the judges were looking for, and that's because I was in the crowd and I was hearing naysayers. Of course, you're always going to have your criticism, and people who are not happy that they weren't selected. And
that's part of the course,
right? Yeah, that's part of it. So that's one of the reasons I was asking, what exactly are the judges looking for? Is it something specific they're looking for?
Every class has specific criteria, but what people have to understand as well, where we sit in proximity of the athletes is not the same as a few rows back, or even, God forbid, you're in the back. You don't see the same things that we see, Right, we're right there, and we start at a certain angle where you get all of the proper lighting, the proper shadowing, and all these sorts of things, right? Which, if you're a few years back, you don't see the same thing that the judges see, and that's something that has to be taken in consideration. But despite all that, there is very specific criteria that we look for amongst the classes, and you have to go by the criteria, because if you tell athletes this is the criteria, meaning let's say bikini, right? We say, we want you to come in, with good condition, but we don't want you to come in shredded. And someone comes in shredded, they'll look good, like, oh my God, this person's so shredded. But that's
what's
not
shredded?
Shredded means Robert. All right.
Yes.
So you see a
that
bikini compared
last
to
year, right? Was it Lloyd Barker who was a little more shredded than he was supposed to be for his category?
And
I'm learning.
And muscular and whatnot, right?
Yes,
and it's interesting he'd be competing this year. So that's a
cool.
That's a great example, right? Because fantastic physique.
Yes.
And after speaking with him, he understands it and he gets it, right? But someone who doesn't know the criteria, they say, oh my God, but that's a really, really good physique. It's true, it's a great physique. Nothing's wrong with the physique. But that's not the criteria for the class.
You have to know what category you fit in.
Yes.
Right. And who helps them recognize that?
So we're unique here. I'd take credit to me and my team, because what we do here, and we learned this from, our days and coming up in the sport, is very early on in the process, we work with the athletes, we do posing sessions, right? We started out doing every other week, and now we've been doing every week the last several weeks. And during that time, we work with the athletes, get their posing right, get them adjusted, go through the criteria, what we're looking for, give them advice. This is what we're looking for. This is how you need to hit this, so that no one's going to step on that stage who's come to the posing classes that don't know how to pose or don't know how to present themselves on stage.
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure that you put all this work in. You don't sabotage yourself by showing up not knowing how to pose. That doesn't help anyone.
Right. So, all right, with the tournament being right around the corner, are you taking more competitors, or you've already had your deadline up?
No, we've cut off.
We cut off the deadline.
Last year we've had people we've had people jump in like in the last week.
Last minute, yeah.
But it's just too much of a logistical challenge to do that, because you have drug testing, you have kits you have to bring in, you have the polygraphers. There's so many other things that depend on the numbers being accurate and the amount of athletes being accurate.
Well, I just want to say I think it's very unfair that Robert is competing in this competition.
Well, I won't be in the amateur. It's because it's mostly focused on the amateurs this year. But I'll be on stage at some point.
Okay, all right. So it's no pros. It's not a pro thing. Because I was going to say Mr. America. I mean, come on, you might as well just.
Who would not want to compete against? If I was in shape, I'd take him on. Why would I not want to compete against Mr. America?
Yeah. I'm very happy you're not in the
How long have you been involved in this?
I did my first show in 2003.
Okay.
I started training in 2002. Yeah, because I was in track and field before that.
Okay.
So yeah. My last competition was in 2008. Right. So I've been semi-retired since then.
Awesome.
He'll be back though.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I
Thank
appreciate you. And all the best. All the best. Going forward. Anything you want to say before we head out?
No. See you November.
See you at Muscle Mayhem November
4th. Cayman Bay.
Tickets online at Tickets Plus and Event Pro.
All right, awesome. That's it. That'll do it for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. Of course, as you know, Sports Extra is about giving you the latest information on all sporting activities that we have here in the Cayman Islands. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at sportsextracayman@gmail.com. That's it. Oh, wait, let me thank my sponsor. Thank you so much to Pizza Boat. You guys go out and get a box of pizza after all your competitions. Yeah, you can get one after. You all have 4 more weeks.
Yeah, 4 more.
All right, okay, awesome. I'm Dionne Anglin. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night and God bless.
Sponsored by Pizza Boat. Now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery. Call 949,000 or order online at www.pizzaboat.ky.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at Radio Cayman Sports Extra.
As a coach, I thoroughly agree. The athlete is just qualified for the World Championship on the biggest stage in the bar. The guys have been training for the last 5 months now, so they're in the highest spirit that they can do well. And
It was really infectious. I mean, for a 4-day meet with 2 sessions each day, that's pretty exhausting. And these kids would have rocked it for a whole weekend. So.